Welcome to the Cenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the deep dive. Sometimes life just feels, heavy, doesn't it? Whether you're dealing with really big challenges or honestly just getting through the day-to-day, it can feel like you're carrying a lot. So today we're doing something a bit different. We're taking a deep dive, not into the usual research papers or history, but into something really personal, profoundly human, actually. Our mission really is to explore this incredibly compassionate piece of writing we found. It's like a heartfelt letter, a gentle reminder, maybe a message of understanding for anyone out there feeling lost or tired or just, overwhelmed. And this isn't just some random article. It genuinely reads like a personal love letter from someone who really gets it. We want to pull out the key ideas, explore why it hits home for so many people.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is how the source itself frames it. It's not trying to be a how-to guide. It's more like an exploration of, shared human stuff. The author even says something like, maybe, just maybe, the universe nudged you here right when you needed it. Kind of sets the scene for looking at how connecting through vulnerability, even just reading something like this, can actually lead to healings. It's about seeing that even though our lives are different, we often share the same emotional territory, which is easy to forget sometimes.
Okay, let's jump right in then, because the letter starts with something so vital, I think, for anyone struggling, that core truth. You are not alone. It really puts into words how many of us just quietly carry our worries then or fight these battles nobody else sees. And it mentions how we can get so good at pretending to be okay, right? We almost trick ourselves sometimes. It really speaks to that performance we put on for others and maybe even for ourselves.
Exactly. And then the letter follows it up with this really crucial statement. Basically looks you in the eye and says, you are not broken. You are not weak. Mm-hmm. You are human. Mm-hmm. And that ties right into what the source calls the power of me too. Just realizing someone else has felt that same thing. The letter says it can crack open a window in a dark room. That's not just, a nice phrase. Psychologically, knowing you're not alone breaks down that shame, the isolation. When we think our struggles are just our flaws, we suffer quietly. But understanding that pain, grief, hope, longing, these are universal experiences. Even if the details of our lives are different, it validates everything we feel. It reframes things. It's not a personal failure. It's just part of being human. We're all, as it says, walking the same road in different shoes. And just knowing that can be really powerful.
Does that resonate with you listening? That idea, walking the same road, different shoes, maybe feeling similar things underneath it all. It's so easy to feel like you're the only one, isn't it? Like nobody could possibly understand. But this letter just cuts right through that. It offers empathy, sure, but also this sense of, universal company. So, okay, we've talked about realizing you're not alone. That's huge. But then what? Where do you go from there? The letter doesn't just stop there. It moves into this really lovely idea. A love letter for the days you can't write one for yourself. It actually asks us to think, what would your own self-love letter sound like? Pause on that for a sec. What would you say? It's kind of wild how much kinder we often are to other people, friends, family, anyone really, than we are to ourselves. Why is that, do you think? What makes writing something like that for yourself feel so awkward, maybe?
That's a really important question. I think, we live in a world that often pushes self-criticism as the way to get better, or tells us self-care is indulgent. So yeah, the idea of writing a love letter to yourself, it feels almost rebellious, doesn't it? And that's where this source is just brilliant, because it then goes ahead and writes that letter for you. It literally says, "Dear your name." It's so powerful because it's so simple and direct. It kicks off with, I see how hard you're trying, even when no one else does. Just that little bit of acknowledgement, wow, that can feel like such a relief, especially when you feel like nobody notices your effort. But then it shifts to something else, like a permission slip we all desperately need in this burnout culture we're in. It says, rest is not a reward for overworking. It is a right. That hits hard, right? It's not just about taking 5 minutes. It directly challenges that idea that our value is somehow tied to how busy we are, how productive. In a world that's all about the hustle, saying that feels, almost radical. A radical act of self-preservation. It emphasizes the world will keep turning if you pause.
Such a gentle but firm reminder that taking care of yourself has to come first, not last.
Absolutely. And it keeps going, really hammering home your unconditional worth. It says, you are worthy of love even on the days you don't feel lovable. That goes straight to the heart of such a common struggle, right? That feeling of not being good enough. And it tackles that trap of linking our value to like external stuff. It says, you are not your productivity. You are not how clean your home is, how many goals you've hit, or how together you appear on the outside. You have a full human being, not a machine. Saying your value is just there, regardless of what you achieve or how you look.
Yes, exactly. And it pushes further, taking on that negative self-talk directly. It asserts you are not your past, not the mistakes you regret. You are something softer, stronger, and infinitely more valuable. That offers a way out of that endless cycle of blaming yourself, regretting things. It suggests, okay, your past shaped you, but it doesn't have to define all of you. And then beautifully, it reframes vulnerability, something we often see as weakness. It says, your cracks are not flaws, they're where the light enters. Your emotions are not weaknesses, they are proof that you care, that you're still alive. That's just such a powerful invitation to embrace all of ourselves, flaws and all, recognizing that vulnerability isn't a bad thing, it's actually a path to connection and strength.
It really is such a powerful message. So what does it mean to actually truly take this in, especially when your own mind is telling you you're not good enough? The letter itself sort of anticipates this, right? It ends this section by saying, come back to this letter whenever that inner critic gets loud. It's meant to be like a tool, a touchstone you can return to anchor yourself in that self-compassion. It's basically giving you permission, direct permission, to be kind to yourself when maybe that feels like the hardest thing in the world to do. Okay, so after these really big, powerful affirmations about worth and permission, the letter gets practical, which I think is really needed. It offers a sort of lifeline for those days when, honestly, just getting out of bed feels huge. It talks about small habits that can help on the hardest days. And the emphasis is clearly on small things, gentle, doable actions, not some big life overhaul, especially when your energy is just gone. It's not about fixing yourself. It's more about offering yourself these little bits of kindness, of support.
That's exactly right. It really gets that on the tough days. Just making it through is the win. So it lists these simple but actually really effective habits. And often it gives a little why behind them too, like drink a glass of water. Seems so basic, right? But the source points out hydration can subtly affect how your body and mind feel. Calls it a small gesture of self-care. And physiologically, that's true. Even being a little dehydrated can mess with your mood, your thinking. So it's a tiny act that literally supports your body and brain.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Well, there's step outside, even for 5 minutes. The idea being that fresh air, maybe some sun, or just changing your scenery can calm your nervous system. And that connects to things like regulating circadian rhythms with natural light, lowering cortisol, the stress hormone. It can even affect your vagal nerve, which helps you relax. Or write something down. Could be journaling, could just be listing feelings. The point is expression relieves pressure. It's like getting it out of your head onto paper. It can stop you from just going round and round with the same thoughts, make overwhelming feelings feel a bit more manageable.
I like that, getting it out.
Another one, stretch or move your body. And it reminds us that even tiny movements, like rolling your shoulders or just walking slowly, can signal safety to your brain. This taps into, like, somatic work. Releasing physical tension can help release emotional tension too. It's a gentle way to reconnect with your body. It also suggests listen to a comforting playlist or soundscape, noting that sound can sometimes shift your emotional state better than words. Music can directly affect the limbic system in your brain, the emotion center. So it can offer a quick mood shift or just a sense of calm. And this one's crucial today. Turn off notifications. Protect your peace. The world can wait. Think about the constant barrage of alerts, the mental load, the anxiety it causes. Just protecting your focus is huge for mental health now.
Oh, definitely. That one really resonates.
And a 3-breath reset is in there too. Super simple grounding. It can break what the letter calls anxious thought spirals. Those loops of negative thoughts you get stuck in. Focusing on just 3 breaths, in and out, can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. It creates a little pause, disrupts the cycle. The letter also encourages naming what you're feeling without judgment. Why? Because putting a name to what you're feeling can make it easier to understand and a little less overwhelming.
That's basic emotional intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Labeling an emotion can actually dial down its intensity, help you process it.
Right. Just acknowledging it instead of fighting it.
Exactly. And finally, it suggests things like using touch to comfort yourself. Holding a warm mug, hand on your heart, wrapping up in a soft blanket. It says, physical touch, even from yourself, can offer deep reassurance. This can release oxytocin, that bonding hormone, which calms the nervous system. And maybe repeat a gentle affirmation, like it's okay to feel this way. Not denying how you feel, but just counteracting that harsh inner voice with some compassion. That's such a great list because it's not overwhelming. It's not about doing everything or following some strict plan. And the letter really drives that home, saying, no need exists to do everything all at once. Healing isn't a checklist. It's personal, it's messy, it goes up and down. So it reassures us that, yeah, on the hardest days, just making it through is something to be proud of. So you don't have to achieve anything, you just have to be. That feels like such an important counter message to how we usually think. It validates just surviving. So as we sort of round things out here, the letter takes a moment to reflect back on your own strength, even when you really don't feel strong at all. It has this incredibly simple but powerful line. You've made it through 100% of your hardest days so far. That matters. It's not trying to erase the struggle, it's celebrating that quiet resilience. The source says resilience isn't because you never struggled, but because you kept moving forward anyway. You found a way, even when maybe everything in you wanted to just stop. What does that statistic, 100%, what does that really offer someone feeling completely swamped right now?
Well, that 100% figure, it's simple, but it's really profound, isn't it? It shifts your focus away from the current difficulty towards this undeniable history of survival you have. When you're really in it, it feels like it'll last forever, like this particular thing is just too much. But the fact is, you have navigated every single hard day before this one, which means you have this built-in capacity to endure, even if it feels totally depleted right now. It's like this quiet proof of your inner strength. Not built on avoiding pain, but on getting through it, however messy that looked. It reminds you of your own proven ability to cope, to keep going.
Yeah, that's a powerful reframe.
And right after acknowledging that strength, the author shares a bit of their own experience, which really underlines the hope in the shared feeling. They say something like, I felt the weight of hopelessness, but I've also seen the sun rise after long, sleepless nights. I felt peace return. And then crucially, it gets lighter. Not every day, not all at once, but slowly, steadily light returns. It offers that hope, but without promising some quick fix. It acknowledges healing is gradual, often 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It normalizes the ups and downs, but still holds on to the possibility of things getting better.
That feels much more realistic and more helpful sometimes.
And the letter gives a couple more gentle, but really useful suggestions for finding comfort too. It encourages you to connect with one safe person, and it stresses you don't need to spill your guts just a quick text, or even just sitting quietly with someone you trust can be enough. It reminds you you're not alone. That idea of co-regulation, where someone else's calm can help soothe your own system, it's often really underestimated. Another simple tip, light a candle or soften your lighting, because environment affects emotion. Making your space feel warmer or softer can soothe you if you're feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated. It helps you feel safer, calmer. It's about using your surroundings to support how you feel inside.
Taking care of your space to take care of yourself.
Exactly. And it wraps up with these really fundamental affirmations about who you are, separate from the struggles. You are not your trauma. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are still growing. You are still becoming. You are still here, and that matters more than you know. That's not just nice words. It's actively reframing how you see yourself, asking you to let go of labels that don't define your whole, evolving being. And just that final phrase, you are still here. That alone is such a powerful validation of your existence, your resilience, your worth.
Wow, yeah. What a journey through this really heartfelt letter. It absolutely delivers on being a message of connection and self-compassion and offering those gentle steps for the hard days. That main idea, you are not alone and you never were, it just echoes through the whole thing. It feels like an anchor. A reminder that even when things feel really dark, there's still light inside us and around us too, if we can just remember to look for it.
So thinking about this love letter and all its reminders, maybe the question for you listening is, what small act of kindness or what permission will you give yourself today, right now? Something that really honors the magnificent human being you actually are. Maybe it is just that glass of water, or turning off a notification, or just pausing to acknowledge, yeah, I've been trying really hard. What would that be for you?
Take a moment to think about that. And hey, if no one else has told you today, we're proud of you for being here.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit Cenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.